recently, Advanced Wars by Web put in a live league matches. And what I mean by that is they're actually ranked now. So you can actually play matches with people that are your skill level in live league for once. Okay, that was freaking awful. Don't listen to me, I don't know what I'm talking about. But live league is a thing now. And it's actually kind of fun. It forces you to play a little bit differently than how you would normally play before. And I wish I was able to see the time zone. Oh, I can't see a time zone here. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. Don't mind me. So, as you probably have guessed or gotten to this point, this is my first live league match. And I want to put it on there because this was actually insanely fun. And as you noticed, I'm going up against Grimm. And if you know Grimm guy, he's scary. He does Grimm a lot of justice. And when you're facing off against people that play Grimm, yeah, you get a little bit worried right then and there. Grimm has 30% firepower to everything. Now, he does have a little caveat that he has minus 20 defense, and that's pretty much his only weak point. It's his minus 20 defense. It's a pretty scary day-to-day power. Not as scary as, say, 2020 or 3030, like Sturm, Advanced Wars 2 Sturm and Convoy. But for Tier 4 matches, yeah, this is scary. Like, very scary. And of course, I'm playing as a lovely Dame Jess. And let's see here. And this isn't normally how the things are. This is just how I have it. I'm always going to be Teal Galaxy on everything, but for Live League, I have it set to where my opponent's going to be Green Earth. So, Jess had enough of Eagles crap. She's on strike. So, this map, this one's called Steelheart, and I can definitely see why. There's pipe scenes covering quite a bit of your reinforcements. But it is 3 bases. It's a standard weak side, has an airport on that side. It's just a normal, like, 3 base type map. You got 2 bases on one side, then 1 base with an airport on the other side. Oh, and that weak side happens to have the comm tower and your HQ. But HQ is actually kind of guarded on this one. Yeah, like, it's a bit troublesome to get to your own HQ, but it'll also take quite a bit for your opponent to even get to your HQ as well. And the fact that, like, you can easily, like, if the need comes, you can plop down an artillery back behind these mountains. Like, there's a little bit of artillery play on this map with the rivers and the mountains here. Like, granted, you won't be able to do too. Well, I guess you could. You have to be right here in order to strike at artillery here, unless if you're infantry or a mech or battlecopter or bomber or a TIE fighter. As did a Star Wars game like yesterday. Gives you an idea when this is being recorded. Anyway, let's go and get started onto the match, because Grimm, he's gonna be scary. So, starting out, you want to get the infantry, and you want to get your 3rd base. And there's really not a whole lot to say. I feel like I'm going to say that every single time. I swear I've said that every single time at this rate. And actually, right here. So you notice I'm going straight for this city, and if I remember correctly, I've gone straight for these 2 as well. You want your strong side, like the infantry from your strong side, to go into the middle, while your infantry on the weak side stays within like their own area, because there's only one base to produce units compared to the 2 bases on your strong side. So it's a lot better keeping your units over here where they belong. And Grimm already getting an artillery out. And it's actually not a bad play either, is the thing. Also, I did not go for this city. I see what I'm doing. And I don't get artillery. This comes back to bite me in the butt later. Because what he's doing is he's immediately going to go for the pipe scene. But he makes a little bit of a mistake here. He fired before he moved his artillery. And that would cause him to base skip for this turn. Sadly. Good for me though. I would much rather, with my 90% firepower infantry, I would much rather go up against 3 infantry rather than 4. I don't care if I outnumber them. But I do have my comm tower, so that 90% infantry will now go to 100%. I have normal infantry now, and max ground units. Well, max direct ground units. And Justice Artillery deals as much damage as Grit now, which is really, really nice. And there he goes. He gets off the base this time. Tank, infantry, not bad. Not bad. Saving up a little bit in the bank. Right. I guess something I should mention over here is, like, these 2 bases, they can't go in the middle very easily. This base has to go for 2 forest tiles. So, and there is a heavily terrained area here to somewhat make up for it. And this one only has like 1 forest tile, so you can easily get to that. But it's a little bit difficult to like reinforce this area. Not that you should need to reinforce your strong side, but I can see like battlecopters giving like a headache. I can see that happening. But battlecopters are not a thing yet, thankfully. And because it took him all that time to... So... J Joko, I think that's what his username is. Or Joko? It might just be Joko. Joko took all that time to like destroy this pipe scene. That gives me free access to the middle, at least on my strong side. So I'm going to get 2 tanks over here before he can even get his 1 out. And that's good for me. Also, I built my first helicopter. Hooray! And Joko is also going for this pipe scene, by the looks of it. Not entirely too sure why, actually. And he's setting up a nice little wall here. That's the one thing you need to do when it comes to play as Grimm. You need to make sure your walls are spot on. Because if they aren't, they're going to crumble very easily, and you're going to wonder where the rest of your troops went. But I'm taking my 2 bases that are in the middle here. And I love this little roundabout way. I get the second helicopter ready. And I don't want to go down there. That is 40%, like 140% firepower infantry right now. That's Sensei infantry. I'm not going to go anywhere near them. They want to come to... if he wants an infantry ball, he's going to come to me. And that is the weakness when it comes to Grimm. He's all about firepower. He doesn't get movement-based stuff. And that's kind of what that's kind of why Adder is so good against Grimm. Like, it's just his day-to-day. Not his day-to-day, but his normal power. He gets it so easily against Grimm. But he is moving out, and he is building kind of a scary force. And once again, keeping his artillery there. I don't agree with this at all. But he gets his first battlecopter out, and now I have to get anti-air, and he already got his anti-air out to deal with my 2 battlecopters. And I do see a free strike here with my battlecopter, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. It's not much, but I'd rather a Grimm player have 13,800 compared to 14,000. Because that 200, it does screw up, like, build orders. And not that I'm ever going to get these. I'm not. But if Joko wants to get this property, he has to use these 2 tanks in order to interrupt both of these. Either that or about normally. He does have a battlecopter here, which kind of makes my plan a little bit obsolete, I suppose. But you can't fault me for trying. Yeah, he's immediately using the battlecopter. And he uses his tank, too. And he doesn't interrupt this one. There's no point. And he'll just be serving up this infantry. It's much better to, like, if there's 2 properties like there was back here. Like, it's much better to let your opponent have, like, a neutral property than let them get one of your properties. So there wasn't too much of a point going for this property, interrupting this property here when his infantry was just going to die out. So good. That was a good move on him to do that. Yeah, you also want to keep unit count when it comes to Grimm as well. Although I suppose you can say that for everyone. Unit count is incredibly important. And I'm seeing that, like, there's a tank in the middle. I have a battlecopter. But there's anti-air. But this battlecopter is going to keep this anti-air over here. It can't go in, that anti-air can't be in 2 places at once. So I'm going to take the advantage of that. And there's 2 tanks, 2 battlecopters, and artillery. Usually when you see 3 tanks, that's your cue to, like, tech up to a medium tank. But considering this is Grimm, and he outperforms me, or he outperforms Jess in terms of, in terms of firepower, yeah, I'm going to get that medium tank. Yep, and now he goes and gets that infantry, which I think that was a ballsy move on his end, actually. And now he's starting to shift his army over to the right. He gets another battlecopter too. Hey, did he get another battlecopter? No, he didn't. He didn't move his battlecopter. No, wait, hang on. Yeah, he did. It's down here. But seeing the free opportunity here, we'll slowly move my troops up on the left. Slowly break apart this pipe seam. What is that? 4 shots, 5 shots? My goodness. And see if I can capture this property here. If I can get both of these properties, like right here, then that's actually really good for me. Because that means that I'll have more properties than him naturally, and I'll get that little bit of increase. Right now, I'm 2,000 ahead, and I want to keep that. Because right now, I can build medium tanks every turn. He can't without base skipping. But over here on the left, I'll go ahead and take out the infantry because... Never mind. Because nothing. No, if I were to move this tank right here, I would get... Let's see. That gives you an idea of what I've been doing a little bit. If I were to move that tank right there, then I would deal a tremendous amount of damage to it. However, in return, I would also be taking a lot of damage back. Because not only does he have one tank, he's got 2 tanks in the area and a battlecopter. I would be taking a lot of damage back. I'll be sacking a tank. Ugh. Give me a moment. Tank, infantry, and tank. Okay. So now he starts getting a little ballsy, and it's like, hey, I don't like what you just did. I'm going to take my property back, because I do believe this one is actually his property. But I have 1, 2, 3 tanks in the area, 1 anti-air in the area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry in the area, and a medium tank in the area. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not that the medium tank can reach, but medium tank is getting there. And 4 battlecopters. Good God, Grimm. I think this is the point where you stop building battlecopters and you focus on ground. Because I think it's obvious that I've been focusing on the ground. But if you don't have a good ground base, it doesn't matter what you have up in the air. You need good ground coverage. Infantry alone is not going to cut it. And this is my city. I'm going to defend it. And this is when I start and this is when I want to start attacking. Goodbye, tank. I swear, I always lose the coin flip on this. If I ever go do a 1v1 on infantry battles, and they're both on 1 HP, my infantry is always going to die at. Like, that is just consistent. I have never won that engagement before. And yes, Grimm does have 40% firepower on anything right now, thanks to his comm tower. I'm not worried about him striking my medium tank, though. Yes, he might be able to do damage with it with the battlecopter, but I have an anti-air here, and I also have a battlecopter. It's just battlecopters, which means it's like minus 10%, but with the comm tower, everything's completely fine. And with Grimm having minus 20 defense, yeah, he wants to avoid my battlecopter striking his. And considering that he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 battlecopters, yeah, I'm going to get anti-air on this side. I hope you don't blame me. And Grimm wants to fight. However, look what he's doing. He's using a full health tank to kill off an infantry. And instead of going for the tank on the city, he goes and attacks another infantry. Yes, infantry is your resources, so to say. And it's important to get infantry out. you don't want to surround yourself because he's serving up 1 and 2 tanks to my medium tank. It's going to get a buffet here in a little bit. And he also sacked a battlecopter. 2 battlecopters potentially, actually. All just for this one city. And I have infantry nearby. Yeah. So, 3 battlecopters. 5 battlecopters. Dude, stop with the battlecopters. We get it. You have 40% battlecopters right now. They're not that great. They really aren't. They still can't do anything to anti-air. They're gonna die. I believe Jess with 5 HP anti-air can still knock out a Grimm light battlecopter. But it is time to strike. Tank from the city. And then another tank. Goodbye. And yeah, let me stop that real quick. Okay, thank you. And let me get this mountain shot real quick. Thank you. And just for a heck of it, I'll go ahead and finish that thing off. And I'll go ahead and just a quick little sacrifice on that. That's fine. I'm gonna get turbocharged now. So this tank is not going to do anything, but with the +7 or with the 7 movement on it, it'll get to front lines a little bit quicker. Same with that tank up there. And medium tank is going to have a little bit of fun. That tank is going down there. And I know I just talked crap about this Grimm player like going after infantry. This infantry is guarding an artillery, and this artillery can actually hurt like medium tanks. And whenever you pop a power, you get 10% defense and 10% firepower. So Jess right now has 110% firepower on her battlecopters. And that against Grimm, who has -20 on all of his troops. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I wonder. Hang on. 10. And then add a 0 to that. Yeah, 85% to 96%. And without that, it's 78, 88. Yeah, that's not good. Anti-air. Hello. What you doing? Ah, that's what it was. So, not only was that infantry protecting artillery, it was also protecting his only anti-air. Like in this area. My battlecopter is able to not really roam free. It does still have to worry about like this other battlecopters, but 2 battlecopters and Grimm already has Haymaker ready. Yes, he's going to use it next turn. And seeing that, I've pushed on one side. I'm going to pull back on the other side. Not because I'm terrified of Grimm Haymaker. I'm terrified of Grimm Haymaker. I'm not going to lie to myself. You don't want to push on both sides. You want to push on one side and bring it back on the other side. That's what you want to do, typically. And seeing that I may lose my anti-air here, I'm going to build another one. And, ladies and gentlemen, Haymaker. 2 HP artillery takes out the 1 HP tank. That's not too impressive. But, that's also not too impressive. I'm a little so, here's the one thing. I do have 10% defense on all of my troops. That's going to mess with Haymaker a slight bit. I think without, hang on. I think without, the planes. No, actually, that was all luck damage. looking at the wrong calcs. Yeah, so he actually had a bad roll on this. Wow. So, but here we go. Grimm Battlecopter against Just Tank. Yeah. Yeah. However, that's the extent of what his attack can do right now. And in case you haven't noticed, Sec 2 infantry to bring this down to 8 HP. That's cute. In case you haven't noticed, I still have my anti-air there. He built a 6 battlecopter. Dude, chill out with the battlecopters. I have an anti-air there within distance. And you have nothing here to challenge it. I think this is the part where he screwed up the most, actually, in this match. Alright, so day 14 rolls in. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to take out the artillery. And I'm going to repair my anti-air while also taking down a battlecopter. Another one. And then I'm basically just mopping up troops at this point. And he places anti-air here in range of one of my tanks. Oh no. Grimm, where are your units going? Yeah, so I'm not worried about this anti-air anymore. Yes, it could do a lot of damage, but he's not going to be able to get to it. Battlecopter. And this battlecopter is actually covering this one. Very nice. Nice. Battlecopter, tank attack, and infantry. How much funds did I have? I had 24,000. Good God. What does that one character say in Dream Team? Good golly molly. So, I got a little bit of power charge left over. He used Haymaker, and he has nothing. Grimm is going to continue the brawl. And with his only answer to battlecopters way the heck back here, my battlecopter is free to do whatever it wishes right now. Both of them. And, dude, you're not going to get this city. You're not going to get this city, dude. Stop throwing away your troops. And he does tech up to a medium tank. He does, which is good on him. But a medium tank is not what he needs right now. It really isn't. Because battlecopters can deal with this thing just fine. But medium tanks only have 5 movement. Anti-air have 6. So on paper, this medium tank will never catch up to this anti-air. And that's the thing that is tearing Joko apart right now, is this one anti-air. And there's a lot of anti-air within reach. The battlecopter's within reach. This one is within reach. This one is within reach. I just have to knock out this tank or infantry, and I can get this battlecopter whenever I wish. This one, like, this bound actually shielded very, very well. But he left a tank out there. I'm going to take that. I'm also going to take this tank. I'm moving that tank. And goodbye. And I'm going to get the first strike on this one. Typically, like, I don't want to take infantry engagements, but against Grimm, yeah, I want to do that. And this anti-air is just going to go for this one battlecopter. His battlecopters haven't done anything this entire game, and he's lost 3 of them. Maybe even more. I'm not really paying attention to how much it was. But over here on the left side, there's nothing to contest this anti-air. It can just go and mop up free infantry. And again, I will actually sack this Battlecopter to get this artillery. I have another Battlecopter coming in. I'm completely fine with that trade. He's got nothing on the right side to challenge me. And I'm actually a little surprised this didn't kill. I really am. And once again, just throwing away your Battlecopter. Throwing away another... Dude, look! I have 2 anti-air here. And you have 13 minutes, too. Like, we've played really fast. But this is just careless at best. And look at our powers. I have turbocharge ready. And if I wanted to, I could save up for overdrive, like over here on the right side. And Battlecopter, once again. Battlecopters are good, especially Grimms, but don't build a billion Battlecopters when there's a billion anti-air out in the field. You're not going to do anything with them. What you need is tanks. One Battlecopter goes down. Second Battlecopter goes down. The attacker gets 50% of the funds that has happened. 2 Battlecopters equals 9,000 funds for me. I'm already, like, I almost have overdrive again. Like, already. And a third Battlecopter goes down. All in the same turn. And I'll just sack my own Battlecopter. Just to get overdrive. Medium tank is coming in and blocking this area so that the tank can't get through. Infantry is gone. Tank is just going to go on, just go over here. It's bored. And then it's also going to take down the artillery. Battlecopter comes in, takes out infantry. My tank takes down the anti-air. He's got no vehicles left. It's just infantry in the middle now. And I want to start capping. Typically that's what you want to do, is you want to cap while you attack. And then, just for the heck of it, typically I want 2 Battlecopters. Seeing that one of mine, I sacrificed one of mine, I'm gonna get another one. And this medium tank over here, it didn't really get to do anything. This one medium tank took care of everything down here. It blocked this area beautifully. And while doing so, it took down a Grimm medium tank. That's nothing to scoff at. That's a really good medium tank. And at this point, if you just look at the unit count, Junko has 12 units compared to my 31. And unit value, I'm like 5 times the amount of his unit value, just about. And he's got one HP medium tank that can fall to my infantry, 1 Battlecopter, and 1 tank. So, we have 1 last haymaker. Medium haymaker, 1 HP medium tank on a city against just infantry. Boosh! battlecopter comes in, actually gets a really, really nice shot. And then the tanks couldn't even take down the medium tank. Infantry. Boosh. Boosh. Yeah, I think he's just going on a field day, seeing well he's just taking whatever engagements that he wants. Oh man. Hang on, I need to see that medium tank again. Because I saw that and I laughed my butt off for such a long time. Never anywhere else will you see a defending Jess infantry taking down the medium tank. Nowhere else would you see that. My goodness. So, this was actually a really fun match to do. And Grimm is scary to go up against, but it's typically the patient Grimms that you have to look out for. I want to say that the moment where he lost was this turn right here. This is the turn where he lost. Because he did have a chance to pull back. He had a terrible build order, however. And yes, and I'm not ignoring the fact that I had 2,000 income lead over him the entire time. I'm not ignoring that. But at the same time, he was also able to build a medium tank and 2 infantry, like whenever he wished. Like on paper, he could. Of course, repairs also take some of that off. But he was also doing the same exact thing that I could do. 18k and 20k. Like, that's not going to come in until... you're not going to feel that difference until a couple turns later. But that'll still give you plenty of time to turn that around, so to say. And, well, again, what really did it was just him throwing his troops, into the meat grinder. That's what did, and this over here on the left. 2 Grimm battlecopters taking down tanks. Sure, that's pretty bad for me, but if I have anti-air out in the middle there, no. That is one of the worst possible scenarios that you can possibly do. Don't throw away your units. Especially when you're going up against, a movement-based CO. And said CO can buff their ground units, while getting movement-based. Don't do that. And don't build anything on your airports when there's anti-air right there. Don't do that. You're just asking to get them destroyed. And when you attack stuff and you don't have anything to properly wall, this is what happens. Your battlecopters are suddenly gone. A strong air fleet alone cannot win your games. You need a strong ground force. There is a reason why anti-air exists, and that is to counter battlecopters, fighters, bombers, and yeah, they are really good against infantry, but you're not going to spend 8,000 just to deal with a 1,000 fund infantry. There's no point in that. not when recons exist for 4,000. Save your troops. And if you're playing as Grimm, let your opponent come to you. To where their movement-based powers don't matter. But anyway, it was still a really fun match to do. It really was. Like, I enjoyed that a lot, actually. Being able to play live, like, on the game. I did before, but that was before they worked on everything. This is just the first match I had on the League. And I enjoyed myself, like, tremendously. I'm glad that they implemented this, finally. Well, anyway, that'll wrap it up for this match. I'm glad I was able to commentate over this one. And, hey, any players that uses Grimm, I hope this one will actually help you out a little bit. Because once you start throwing your units away, you're not going to have anything else to play with. You'll have infantry. That's it. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do too much by themselves. Alright, take care.